Good evening, everyone. Aaron, are we okay? We're going to call the meeting to order. It is 6 o'clock. We are going to go into a executive session. Can I have a motion to go into item 2A is discussion concerning details of the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation? I need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by George,
Second.
second by Rose. Please proceed to vote. Should be on your computer.
Aye.
That is unanimous.
That is unanimous. Thank you. Be it resolved that the Board of Education voted to enter executive session at 6 p.m. for the purpose of discussing the details of the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation. Okay, we're going to resume the meeting, and we're going to start with the pledge. Please join us for the pledge. The flag is in the back. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Okay, we're going to move to item number 3 is correspondence. You have anything tonight? We have nothing for tonight. Moving to item 4, public comment session for items that are on tonight's agenda. Have anybody? Ken? Welcome.
I'll learn it eventually. Good evening. Couple of things on the plus side. Chris over here, I've watched him at the government center. I sat there when he made his presentation on food insecurity and did a very good job. Wish him luck in doing that. He's a fine young man. I see him in the Office for the Aging as an intern. So thank you for enjoying that. I hope you enjoyed it and learned an experience in more ways than one. On your agenda, I find your agenda a lot more informative than like the county agenda because I can dig down and everything is right there. The only question I have, and only you can answer that, is because my father's on the board in Fallsburg and he was also on the town board. And so I don't know in your packet if you get additional information like news articles or something like that, it would be informative. If you do, they should be on the packet at the same time because everybody should have the same information. And it helps your job when everybody's more informed. There are a lot of people out there who like to be informed and can be helpful. Okay. So as far as today went, I started off with trying to find your webpage, as usual. I get that. And it's not everything, that's a screenshot. But I like this one. Join us for discussion about Tri-Valley new cell phone policy. I know that's past tense. And some of that was discussed in private, which when it comes to policy is not. We've discussed that before. So then I go to the next level. I go to the board and I come with this page. This is the page you have all in front of you. And the reason I printed it out for you is actually under voting, you should take that block and put freedom of information, access to freedom of information. That should go to the page that your freedom of information access, your officer has, where you cover everything. It should not be buried. Everything you read on the open meetings law and FOIL is supposed to be prominent in the beginning. Okay. So then I went, and it's interesting. Well, I got to this page, and this is a two-parter because this is down from it at the same time. So I'm looking for the meeting. This one time it came up without anything up here, which was the link to the meeting. And so I hit meetings, and you get two different come-ups. When I follow this link, this is what I get. Okay? When I follow the link for meetings, this is what I get, which is listing today's meeting. And by the way, it says 7 o'clock, so it was a conflict. It didn't match up with anything else. So I went to that. So I went and I looked at your agenda, and you had some FOIL requests. And they're cumbersome on the applicant's part. All this stuff about 5 days and all that stuff is not important for me to write if I make a FOIL request. Your access officer is supposed to know those things. And you don't have an access officer, as far as I'm concerned, directly. It's supposed to be a person, and I'll get to that in a minute, or a position. So this one is decent, and you're going to follow up on this. And then you got this one from, what the heck's his name? Justin Winnig. And I read this whole thing. But sending, so we track it into, then it was answered. Number one, this is not a good request. This could be denied on lacking a specific. What the FOIL Act officer should have done was gotten either emailed, preferably, and asked for, what do you really look for? That's the responsibility of the FOIL person, to clarify what you're looking for if it's vague, and this is vague. On the surface, this can be legally denied because it's too vague. It's not specific. Asking for a lot of stuff. And that's the way it should have been handled. Also, when you do FOIL requests and they come in and they get denied and they're going to have to be appealed, you have to put down who the appeal officer is and how to contact them. Keep it consistent. Use the same email string, because at the end, when you go to the appeal process and that gets satisfied one way or the other, you have to send that into the open meetings group. That has to go to Albany. And they want it all in order so they can look at the process. Now, I forgot to say in the beginning is my pastime is being an advocate for transparency in government. I've been over 20 years dealing with FOIL and open meetings law. So when I talk about this stuff, I got a pretty good working knowledge, and I think what is right for you to do is fine, and I'll back you on that one. But when you start to do things that, not you, but when any time a government agency starts to stonewall, then I have a problem. This is from their website. They have two lessons that they do. They got one on FOIL and they got one on open meetings law. This is from the FOIL one. Committee on Open Government agencies must accept requests via email today. Agency cannot require a requester to use its form at all, but can require a request be made in writing. Unless there is a personal privacy concern, an applicant can request records anonymously, just like people speaking can speak anonymously. This is the law on a records access officer. The governing body of a public corporation and the head of an executive agency or governing body of other agencies shall be responsible for ensuring compliance with the regulations herein, in bold, and shall designate one or more persons as a record access officer by name or by specific title and business address, and when requests are accepted via email, an email address, who shall have the duty of coordinating agency response to public requests for access records. And I believe an access records officer should be lower down on the food chain. And if there's going to be a appeals officer, that should be higher on the food chain, okay, on the org chart. Then I ran into this situation where you are be resolved personnel appointments. So, salary. Put the salary in, please. We're entitled to know that. Everybody's entitled to know that. What are you keeping it secret for? All right. And there's other places where salaries per approved substitute rate. Now, I know it varies. It varies upon the background, what educational level they have. But people should know what substitutes are getting. Usually underpaid. I used to sub here. Okay. So I know we're underpaid, but that's another story. And then you got situation here. Okay, 2 positions for extracurricular modified football coach, $3,600 and change a year. Is that one position or 2? Not clarify. Clarify it. Just say each. If it's each one separate. So that way, anybody reads it, understands. You got to think not only of yourselves, but the people who may read it on the outside. you do your best to keep everybody informed and on the same page. It makes life easier for all of us. All right? It keeps people from coming for meetings, maybe. And let's see. There was one other thing I saw here. The position, I don't have it with me here, but under FOIL, one of the responsibilities you have is to maintain a list of all personnel and their salaries, which is foilable. Okay, and that's in one of those PowerPoints. That's also the Committee on Open Government does. But I'll have that for the next meeting to back that up. I don't like to give out too much information at one time because we only handle so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Moving to item number 5 is oath of office. Mr. Christopher Prasalis will take the 2025 to 2026 oath of office in the district's Student Board of Education member. Just make sure everybody can hear you. I, Christopher Prasalis,
I, Christopher Prasalis,
do solemnly pledge
do solemnly pledge
and declare
and declare
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Student Board of Education Representative
of Student Board of Education Representative
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
You are officially a student board member. Okay, moving to item number 6 is the superintendent's report from Ms. Erin Long.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I know our school is excited to welcome our students and our staff back next week. I'm not getting that vibe from our kids when we keep asking questions, but it's been really fun watching the athletes come into the building and kind of oohing and on the hallway with a change in color. And so it's beautiful. And again, I cannot thank everybody enough for such an exceptional summer of work. Last night, we hosted a cell phone meeting for our families. We had about 22 people attend. I went through the background of the legislation, looked at the results of the surveys we did with our staff and students last spring, and kind of rolled out to our families what the implementation is going to look like. We had some great feedback from our parents. There's some genuine concerns out there, and I hope we continue to reassure everyone that we are going to roll this out together. We're all going to make a conscious effort to put our cell phones away and remember our purpose, which is here to teach our kids. We're very excited to welcome our staff back on next Tuesday and Wednesday, and then our students on Thursday and Friday. We've received 2 foils, one on August 7th from Janet Diamond, all collective bargaining contracts for all bargaining units and current employment contracts for all administrators and non-union employees, and all documents pertaining to the 3rd annual Bear Bash, including purchase orders, invoices, expenditure reports, and sources of funding. We also received a foil on August 18th from Justin Wenig from Starbridge Technology, a report looking for all purchase orders reflecting all transactions from January of 2022 to present date. I think that's all that there is for that one. I'm inviting our Board of Education to our opening day next Tuesday morning. We'll begin our opening ceremonies about 8:30 with a welcome back to our staff. I've included in your packet tonight a copy of our agenda for our work for the few days. We've planned some exciting get to know you kind of things, some mandated refreshers, opportunities for our teachers and our staff to reconnect and collaborate with each other, and some built-in time in our classrooms. So Wednesday morning, when those buses come in, we are ready to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to item number 7 is items the board would like pulled from tonight's agenda. Anything? Okay. Moving to item number 8 is the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the entire consent agenda?
So move.
Second.
Motion by George, second by Rose. Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous.
That is unanimous. Thank you. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, Board of Education does hereby approve the entire consent agenda, categories 8 through 13. Moving to item number 14 is board committee reports. I don't think we have, or do we want to have something for you for policy?
Committee met for 2 hours. We're not quite ready to move it forward, so we'll be getting back to you. There's just some things we need to address. So we'll keep you abreast. We had a good meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Move to item 15 is old business. Don't think we have anything. Okay. Moving to item 16 is public comment session for items that are not on tonight's agenda. Anybody? Go ahead, Ken.
Three things. Try to put all your contracts online, and you won't have to do that. You won't have to do FOIL requests, and everybody have access to them. The committee does it, and you should do it too. Committees that you have are open to the public, and they should be advertised and be on the agendas. And so if somebody wants to attend them, they can. And the other thing is your budgets. It started as 2018, 19, I think, on your web pages. And I've asked more than once, and I handed out a sheet that you're supposed to make sure they're there. Where is the line item budget? You've never had line item budgets in a long time available to the public, and they should be, because that would answer a lot of people's questions without doing any FOILs. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to item number 17 is new business. We have quite a few things to go through here. So we'll start with 17A is the 2025 to 2026 district handbooks, parentheses, the elementary, secondary handbook, and athletic handbook, substitute handbook, and staff handbook. It is an action. Can I have a motion to approve the district 25 to 26 district handbooks?
So move.
Motion by George,
Second.
second by Jerry. Any discussion?
I read that, and that's very, very well done. So the parents and the students should be well aware of what's going on. Any questions can be answered right there. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education does hereby approve the 2025 to 2026 district handbooks, including the elementary handbook, secondary handbook, athletic handbook, substitute handbook, and the staff handbook, as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item number 17B is Memorandum of Agreement Amendment. It is an action. Can I have a motion for the Memorandum of Agreement Amendment?
Motion.
Motion by Nicole. Second.
Second.
Second by Rose. Any discussion?
I did have a question. The file in here didn't say what was being amended?
So we needed to clean up the language around her vacation time. So the language in the first contract didn't reflect the agreement that we made, so we had to make sure that it was much clearer. We had to do that with a few of them. It was just the language.
Anyone else? Okay, please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education does hereby approve the amendment to the memorandum of agreement between the Tri-Valley Central School District and Mrs. Melanie Menke as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item number 17C is mission and vision statements. It is an action. Can I have a motion to accept the resolution for the mission and vision statements?
Motion.
Okay, who's makes the motion? Pat? George? Oh, Rose? All right, let's talk it over.
Second.
And who's second? Jerry. Motion by Rose, second by Jerry. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education does hereby adopt the following as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Mission statement. Tri-Valley ensures all learners are prepared for the future through meaningful learning that builds curiosity, resilience, and confidence. The vision statement. Tri-Valley aspires to be a forward-thinking school community that ensures excellence and empowers all learners to thrive. Moving to item number 17D is the Parent Transportation Agreement. It is an action. Can I have a motion to approve 17D, Parent Transportation Agreement?
So moved.
Motion by George,
Second.
second by Pat. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education does hereby approve the Parent Transportation Agreement between the Tri-Valley Central School District and Mr. Todd Brown, effective January 1, 2025. Moving to item 17E is Parent Transportation Agreement. It is an action. Can I have a motion to accept 17E, Parent Transportation Agreement? Motion. Motion by Pat,
Second.
second by Rose. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education does hereby approve the Parent Transportation Agreement between the Tri-Valley Central School District and Ms. Melissa Brown, effective January 1, 2025. Moving to item number 17F, Tax Warrant 2025 to 2026 Resolution. This is an action. Can I have a motion for 17F, Tax Warrant 2025-2026 Resolution?
Motion.
Motion by Nicole, second by Rose. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education does hereby approve the following resolution for the 2025 to 2026 tax warrant. Whereas the Board of Education of the Tri-Valley Central School District has been authorized by the voters at the annual meeting/budget vote held on May 20th, 2025, to levy the necessary tax required to fund the 2025 to 2026 school budget. And therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education directs the Tri-Valley Central School District tax collector to collect taxes in the same manner that collectors are authorized to collect town and county taxes, with the tax warrant dated from September 1, 2025 through November 5, 2025. The tax warrant is $22,739,249.57 minus $577,721.66 for star exemptions, totaling $22,161,527.91, of which $21,628,093 is to be allocated to the Tri-Valley Central School District, and $533,434.91 is to be allocated to the Daniel Pierce Library. Moving to, okay, I'm sorry, we have one new business item we have to add in. Can I have, we're going to label this something? We're just going to write it. Okay. It's a resolution to make a transfer in the, of money. So the resolution is to move $399,839 from the Workman's Comp Fund to the budget appropriations in the general fund for the 2025 to 2026 school year. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Pat, second by Nicole. Any discussion? Okay, please proceed to vote.
Aye.
Yeah, oh, it's a hand vote, I'm sorry. All in favor? Anybody not in favor? Unanimous? Be it resolved that consistent with subsection 5 of section 6J of the general municipal law, the board hereby authorizes the district to apply excess funds in the amount of $399,839 from the Workers' Comp Fund to budget appropriations in the general fund for the 2025 to 2026 school year. And it is further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. Okay, moving to item number 18 is the board comments section. I'll go around. Pat, anything?
Just a question for Aaron. In one of your June updates in the first part of June, you talked about your excitement about the iReady results, and we were going to get them over the summer. If I missed it the last meeting when I wasn't here, but I don't think it was in
We
there.
haven't finished compiling everything.
Just if we
Yeah,
can see that.
we'll,
at some
we'll
point.
probably put it added to the presentation when our scores are released officially. So we're just seeing our 3 through 8s in our regions. So
Okay.
yes.
Thank you. That's
Mhm.
all I have.
Rose, anything?
Only thing I have is good luck next week. I hope everything goes smoothly.
George?
And welcome everybody back for the school year. Should be a very exciting one.
Gary?
Good luck in the new year.
Gary?
I'd like to talk geese
Well,
because
well,
we
I'm
would
going to
like
bring it
address
up
that,
and then
yeah.
we can. All
Okay.
right.
Other than that, looking forward to the school year.
Okay. Nicole?
Just good luck to all of our teachers, admin, and students.
And Christopher? Nothing tonight?
Good answer, Chris.
Okay. I have just a couple of things here. I just want to do a convention reminder. Anyone, there's still maybe some late time to get in on that. Tech department sent you an email, no before training. Please take a look at it. It's about a half an hour thing. It came a couple days ago. I did it today. It took almost a half an hour. It was very informative, and probably if you just do it, it'll lessen the chances that you're going to invite somebody into your computer that you don't want. We talked about the geese issue last week. I suggested maybe we create a special committee to take a look at that. And it would have, I did print up a sheet. If you want to do a resolution, I don't know if you're interested or not, but it would basically be, I'll just read this real quick. A special school board committee established for 90 days to research humane and long-term strategies for geese issues, drawing on a range of established management techniques. The ultimate decision on any plan would rest with the full school board, which would vote on whether to adopt the committee's recommendations. The purpose and scope for the committee's purpose would be to investigate and identify humane, effective, and sustainable solutions for managing the resident Canada geese population on school grounds. Its scope could include gathering information on specific issues caused by geese, such as droppings and aggressive behavior, as well as the areas and times of year most affected. Evaluating a range of non-lethal management options with an emphasis on integrated long-term solutions rather than temporary fixes. Engaging with community stakeholders, including administrators, staff, parents, and animal welfare groups, to gather input and build consensus. Reviewing all applicable federal, state, and local regulations concerning Canada geese, which are protected by law, and presenting findings and a recommended action plan to the full school board within the 90-day time frame. Thank God for AI. That's all I can tell you. Made my job simple. So is there an interest? You want to do a resolution and form this committee? You want to think about it?
I don't think we need to wait any longer to address this situation because it's really it's a nuisance. It's a health and safety issue. We've waited long enough. I think we've waited way too long because we should have been chasing these birds away for a long time. How quickly are we addressing the immediate though? So we'll create this committee. We have 90 days. So that's 90 more days before we can do something. See, the fall season is over at that point. So there still is an immediate issue that needs to be addressed. Are we doing anything at the present time though to try to get these birds to get out?
So right now, what's happening is the athletes are back, and that is a deterrent because there's action on the field. We are running golf carts. We are trying to shoo them away the best we can. We've been brainstorming every solution we can think of, but we've made a better effort of just being present around the campus to try to keep getting them to fly away. But they fly from the track over to the upper field, and so they have to go up to the upper field and chase them. So we're trying to out nuisance them right now. That's about the only solution we've been able to come up with in the last week or so.
Is the situation any better over there as far as field conditions?
It's
without going
getting
into
better
details?
because there's movement on the field, so the kids are out there, so they're not around there as much. I haven't seen them on the pond in a few days. You know, they'll start to go away for the season, and then but to be proactive and stay ahead of it for the springtime is really where we need to focus.
We need to form the committee to be proactive for the spring. But I think we need to really be aggressive, consistently be aggressive with trying to get them to relocate. I mean, if they're in the backfields, it's still better than being on our playing fields where our athletes and our guests are coming for athletic competitions. Are we doing anything to clean up around the track as well?
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of mowing because they're getting ready to line the fields. I know they were hosing off some of the areas. The rain helped a little bit, you know. Yeah, our sidewalks, they did a really nice job getting those cleaned up for next week. They were a mess.
I would be more than willing to lead the committee if there's any other interest on the board, but we need to really get on this and on it pretty quickly for the spring.
So I think we would need a 3, maybe 4 people on it. And then we can't go up to a quorum, so. If you're interested, you want to do a resolution, do we have 3 people, 4 people interested?
I had said I would join.
Okay. It's 2.
I think it was very clear at the last meeting and what I felt about it.
Yes, I would say. Is there anyone else who wants to?
Thank you.
Okay, good.
So I'll be on the committee. So who do we have?
We have Kerry, Pat, yourself, and our student, Chris.
We could use more. But does the
He
student
doesn't have voting.
board member is not voting member, right? Am I correct? So it is a major concern, so I would think there'd be more board members concerned about this. So,
I will join the committee.
Thank you, Nicole.
You're welcome.
thank you,
The
Nicole.
sidewalks were absolutely disgusting. I did drop something off last week, and I said, okay, if I have to put effort into dodge all of this, how are the little children going to manage doing this? So it is a big problem.
Okay,
Thank you, Nicole.
so I'll do a resolution. We can vote on it, and you guys can get it underway. Figure out your pecking order, and we'll go from there. That's me talking. Well, I'm not going to fight over who's managing whatever, but I'll show up and referee. But okay, so let's have a resolution to approve. We're going to need a vote to approve the resolution to create a special school board committee for 90 days to research the humane and long-term strategies for geese issues on the Tri-Valley campus. Motion by Rose, second by Nicole. Any more discussion? Okay,
Just
please
please-
proceed to vote by hand. All in favor?
I think George had a question. Yeah.
What's that? Oh, okay, so, okay. And the committee would be Pat Kelly, George Dean, Nicole Berkey, and Kerry Polly.
And I think Carrie wants to be the chairperson.
Thank
Kerry,
you, George. I think we need to just get going on this like really quickly, because if we do have to, financial constraints and stuff.
No,
like that,
I
yeah.
I agree.
and Kerry will be the chairperson. Okay, can I have a motion for that?
No, I'm on the committee, so I'd rather.
Motion.
Motion by Jerry, second.
Second. We'd already done it once. I think that's the pause.
Okay, so I added to the,
Okay. Yep. I'll be your second.
okay, Pat's the second. All in favor, raise your hands. That is unanimous. Be it resolved, a special school board committee established for 90 days to research humane and long-term strategies for geese issues, drawing on a range of established management techniques. And this is to take place for the geese that are on the Tri-Valley School campus.
In the short term, Aaron, could we put hand sanitizing station on all the athletic fields? The infection risk, whether it's bacterial, parasitic, it's there. Kids don't want to use hand sanitizer, but at least to have as an option. If you're down and dirty and you come up and you got stuff all over your hands in the moment, maybe they will. So it's at least something, a little bit of due diligence to get rid of the issue.
Absolutely. Well, that's a great idea.
If I may, I'd like to add a foot bath when they come into the schools. Because it's all over their feet. Now you're contaminating the schools, that the maintenance do a good job trying to keep it clean, sanitized. So it's a thought. I mean, it's a thought.
At my job, because I work on a farm, we have stations. They're like little brushes, and you just run your shoe through it. So
Yes.
something like that.
It's also got disinfectant in it.
Okay. Moving to item 19, adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Kerry,
Second.
second by Nicole. Please proceed to vote.
Aye. Carry on, set the date up quick as you can.
Is that unanimous? That is unanimous. The board adjourns at 8:03 PM. Thank you all for coming.